So this is right in 2020. So this is right in the heart of COVID. Everything's shut down.
Yeah.
She would help make sandwiches and ring people in. And so it was just a family business.
Have you ever had anything crazy like wedding crash?
I tell you one that comes to mind. We were at a wedding. At the wedding, 6 or 7 other relatives that were not invited.
Oh my God.
And the bride's face dropped, and the groom had come over to us and said, hey, I really hate to ask you this, but can I move you guys to like that kid's table over there?
Hi everyone, this is Louis from What Is Your Story? Welcome back with another episode where we interview some entrepreneurs and business owners in the Temecula Valley. So today we have you guys, not one, but two, husband and wife that have some incredible businesses, not just one business or two, they have 4 businesses. And we are going to learn from them how they became so successful, and maybe you guys can learn from their secrets to become successful. Welcome, Ronny and Nikki.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Thanks for having us.
Welcome to the podcast.
You say it like that. It sounds so good.
You guys are so successful. The world wants to know, how did you do it? So let's start from the top.
Okay.
What is you guys' story? What's your story? How did you start your business? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Let's start with the first one.
All right. Well, so the first one. So first of all, we've been in, my wife and I, we've been together 25 years. We met 25 years ago, and I had an aspiration of having a restaurant. I was young, was 25 years old, came out to California, found the restaurant, thought that this is what I want to do, and then the next day I found my girl. So
Oh, that's cute.
So our first date was actually at a restaurant across the street, looking down or across the street at the restaurant that I had just bought. And I told her over dinner that, hey, I bought that restaurant across the street, at which she thought, yeah, baloney. Like,
Yeah,
right,
baloney.
That's not gonna work.
I didn't
believe
believe
you.
that
You
for
know,
a second.
She's like, yeah, I've heard a lot of pickup lines, but that's the best I've ever heard, right? So, but I did. I bought a restaurant, and I said, this is what I came to do. And I was young. I had scraped some money together and got a great deal on this thing. And so then her and I opened a restaurant in 2001 in San Diego, Pacific Beach, California. And then that started our entrepreneurship. So we've been together 25 years and had several businesses, 4 currently right now, but we've always been in hospitality. So we've had a husband and wife combo team for 25 years?
time.
25 years?
Yeah,
Long time.
So let's take it from San Diego to Temecula. How did you guys end up in Temecula?
So we came out here. I had a job opportunity after I sold our first restaurant. I decided, hey, I just need to take a break from the entrepreneur thing and let someone else pay the bills. And then I had a job in a food and beverage over at Pechanga Casino. And I remember when they came up and offered me that job, I remember saying, where the hell is Temecula? I didn't even know this place existed. Anything north of the 5 of San Diego, we didn't even know. So her and I came out here, fell in love with the town, fell in love with the community. And then I started working out there, and then we bought our first house together, and then started a family. And then I said, I've got this like itch where like every couple of years I'd like, no, I need to get back and be an entrepreneur again. And I said, if we're going to stay here, raise a family in this awesome town, and we're in hospitality, what better place to be in when it comes to like catering and weddings and events is Temecula. I think it's the hub of Southern California for events and weddings and stuff. So I thought let's get started. So
Absolutely.
So we opened. We actually started a little deli called Happy Belly Deli. We did that for a couple of years during COVID.
Happy Belly Deli.
Happy Belly Deli.
I love that name.
And up in Old Town, we had that. And what else?
Well, we first started our current company, the first iteration of it, which is to answer your question, it's been growing organically over the last 10 years, probably the current iteration of it. But the very beginning was we were doing concessions.
Okay.
Selling burgers and hot dogs and chips and sodas at soccer tournaments.
No way.
So, and
over
then
there at Galway Downs and some other places, we were just doing. I got so many pictures of just her and I flipping burgers.
Yep. We started with concessions. We started doing things like mud runs, other large scale events out there, and we were self-contained. We'd bring everything in and start. I mean, we would do everything ourselves. We've always had a really close staff that's based on just like friends of ours and people we know. So that's also grown organically.
Yes.
And so then that developed into us running a Christmas festival. We had an ice skating
Ice
rink
skating
with.
rink, yep.
We had live music, food and beverage, ice skating, events, all kinds of different things.
Where
And
was the ice skating rink?
that was out at Galway Downs
Galway
in
Downs,
okay.
2017.
Yep.
And so we did that for 2 separate
years.
years, 2 seasons, and we threw all kinds of events just within that time frame. And so then after that shut down, then we came to, he stepped out of entrepreneurship and went to another casino for a little while. And then
Yep.
the itch came back and he wanted to do it himself again. So we decided to start with, starting after the ice rink and everything in 2020, we decided to go ahead and do that, the deli, the Happy Belly Deli.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So how long did you have the deli for?
How long did we have
About
that?
2 years. So we actually had a concept, a venue. We had a concept put together. The venue became available to us here in Old Town. And then her and I literally sat down with a bottle of wine one night and just said, let's come up with a name. And then she came out with Happy Belly Dale. I'm like, that's awesome.
That's
Let's do
awesome.
that.
Yes, it is.
That's a catchy name.
You know what? A lot of the names come from either a dream or over a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the best part, I want to say the best part for us was, so this is right in 2020. So this
Right.
is right in the heart of COVID. Everything shut down.
Yeah.
And so we were homeschooling our kids. So when you came into literally to our deli to order, you actually could pull up in your car at one point because you couldn't get out of your car. We could bring you the sandwiches, or you could come in. You couldn't sit, but when you walked into our deli, all 3 of our girls, we have 3 girls, were on their computers
Yeah.
doing homeschool. And she's making sandwiches. I'm running the register, and then at that time I think she was 12. She would jump up and help and run, and she would help make sandwiches and ring people
Wow.
in, and so it was just a family business. And
Yeah,
we just,
definitely.
I thought, that at one point I'm like, that's what I want. I want
Yeah.
to create a business that all 4 of my girls, my
Right.
wife and 3 daughters, we could all work together, and we do. That's what we do today. So.
That's awesome. All right. So walk me to the next business that you guys started.
So that was the Happy Belly Deli we did for 2 years during COVID. So that was during the whole shutdown when everything had to be distance and
Right.
masks and all that stuff. And then we felt a little bit limited by the potential of that business. So we decided what we really wanted was a large scale kitchen. We didn't have that at the deli. We had built what we could with what we had during the time, but we needed bigger because there's only so much you can do with that small amount of space. So we kept our eyes open, constantly looking for a commercial kitchen. Eventually one opened up, at which point we just decided to jump on it. So we went ahead, dove in, purchased an old business that was already in existence, and decided at that point we had a little lunch restaurant. It was called the Caterer's Cafe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we started that, got moving right away, and then put the old business up for sale because what we decided we wanted to do was work less.
Yeah.
Turns out we worked a lot more.
Yeah.
Turns out we worked a
That
lot
doesn't
more.
work, does it?
And it doesn't.
Yeah,
And now
because
with 4 businesses, how
at
do you
that
even have
point-
time?
Yeah, well, that was the thing. Once we had the kitchen, we knew we could start catering,
Right.
which
And
was
that-
our intention.
That was our intention from the beginning. When we got that place, like she was saying, where we were passionate about was doing events and doing large scale catering and stuff, and we just couldn't do that. We were limited on space. So then we found the new spot. Yes, it wasn't existing restaurants, but she saw the potential. She said, well, we can actually transform this into our dream, which is the Nook, which is what we have now, which is an event space catered specifically to private events, rehearsal dinners, receptions, any kind of private event that we can do. And then we can showcase our food and all that good stuff. So that's kind of how that merged into our intention was to grow into the business we wanted. We found the spot, and then we transformed it to what we have today.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So your passion has always been in catering.
Yeah, in events. Yeah,
Why?
right.
More events.
Yeah.
Well, he loves to party. Let's just put it out there. He likes
do?
to party.
I do. I'm a party guy.
He likes to party,
I told my mom when I think it was a sophomore in high school that I was going to throw parties for a living. And she's like, good, just not at my house.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay.
So that's what we do.
So that's what I tell people, what do you do for a living? I go,
You're a party planner.
I throw parties for a living. That's what I do.
That's cool.
And that's what he gets fueled. He loves to see the smile on the face of someone who's come to their event. They're having a good time.
Yeah.
The moment that happens at almost every event is someone comes up and pats them on the back and said, man, you really made this event special.
Yeah.
Which is
And
what we
that's
do.
the fulfillment that we're looking for. It's just to really give someone the opportunity to have an event, have their celebration so that they can not stress about any of the details. And
Right.
so that's kind of where our
And what
business
about
was
you?
born.
Your passion is
My passion,
cooking.
It turns out, so we rotated through chefs, and we've found that chefs are very unique in their,
They're
very unique people.
They're difficult because most of them are set in the ways that they want to do something, not
Yeah.
the way that we want to do it. So then we had decided after a period of time, for so many years of doing these businesses together, Nikki was like, I think I want to get a culinary degree. I'm like, let's do it.
So let's just,
So she went to
I just
school.
want to do it myself.
That's
So
phenomenal.
I just joined a culinary program, took the classes, and then learned how to cook. And that's where we are now. We've been practicing, doing all kinds of stuff. Our menu has developed over the years. We've got several different menus we work with.
Yeah.
But basically, he's the front of the house guy. I'm the back of the house guy. And
Nice.
so he does all of the client interactions. He'll be the bartender. We do have other staff that interacts
Right,
with everybody,
right.
but he's the person that puts on the fun. I'm in the back chopping the veggies and
Making sure
cooking
it
the
tastes
food.
good.
Yeah.
So,
So makes a good team.
So he gets all the stars while you do all the work.
Yeah, she
Yes,
does.
but as an introvert, I'm fine with that.
Good with that.
I'm
She-
okay with
she-
it. I don't
she's
need any
one-
glory.
You know, you see these kitchens where people are like, they got live music or
Yeah.
music cranking. She'll put her headphones on, and she prefers no one in her kitchen, just have her alone
Nice.
time. And with the result of that is they come out with this amazing
Amazing
food
food.
because she's focused on what she's doing, and it's quality food, quality products, and
Yeah. So let's talk about your business model. So you guys are not just catering company,
correct.
right? So you guys are an event planning
Right.
business, catering company,
Correct.
and what else?
So we have the Nook, which is our brick and mortar place
Yes.
that hosts these private events.
It's our venue.
It's our venue.
Okay.
We have a catering company called Wine Country Catering that's basically anything outside of the Nook, from a house, Airbnb, to a winery, to any location that we're bringing food to you. That's Wine Country Catering. Okay.
Got it.
Then we have Temecula Wine Country Events, in where we do basically planning for any of these events. We can do pretty much A to Z for anyone when it comes to also consulting. There's a lot of people that I've done in the past, and Nikki as well, where people call us and say, hey, I've got this place, and I don't know, it's not taking off the way. Can you come in and give us some opinions on how to do that? So great. So we funnel that through Temecula Wine Country Events.
Catering events. Mhm.
And then our fourth business is Wine Country Weddings.
Nice.
So that's something we launched this year, and we're really excited about that because we kind of sat back and thought, okay, we're doing everything. In a big circle
Right.
of an event or a wedding, you've got, the florist, the DJ, the lights, the venue, the food, the bar. We've done it all. I mean, we've kind of been
Right.
focusing on Wine Country Weddings or Wine Country
Catering.
and just doing one little piece of the pie. Well, now we've been doing the whole pie for a long periods of time. So now we decided, let's just do that. Let's just focus on that.
Yeah, definitely.
And part of that is over the last few years, we've had hundreds of events. We've never really counted, but during that time, we've built relationships with some of the other vendors.
Yes.
Like he mentioned, the florist and the DJ and all the different people that do all the different things.
Photographers.
Right.
Photographers, yes. And so we have relationships with people. We've built friendships. We've built our own little community. And so what we've decided to do is not necessarily do it all ourselves, but to include our preferred vendors. We have a very exclusive vendor list of people that we partner with, different locations, different venues, everything. And we're creating kind of an all-in-one package. So,
Right.
that way, if you say you're a bride and groom traveling from another city, you just want someone to handle the details, including the rehearsal dinner,
Everything.
including the
Wow.
welcome party, including an after
We're
party,
one-stop
potentially.
One-stop shop. I was gonna
One-stop
say.
shop.
Stop
Yep.
shop. You can.
That's pretty cool.
And that's also a great thing for someone to have, but also flexible to say to a lot of brides and mothers,
Right.
brides like, oh, hey, I really want to bring decorations, or I really want to be a part of. Great, you can be a part of whatever you want, but you don't have to. You can literally come in and say, I want to get married in Temecula, and we say, great. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna
Right.
do this. We're gonna do your food. We're gonna do DJ, do your lighting, do your venue. We do your rehearsal dinner. We
Right.
do your after party. I even said, hey, we'll even give you a 1 year baby shower on your anniversary,
Yeah.
or something
That's
like
cool.
that. So we're capable to do everything.
Talk to me about an example that you guys had, where you set up the whole thing for them, wedding or catering, just the whole enchilada.
Yeah, so basically
Give me
what,
an
hap-
example.
what happens is we'll have a lot of inquiries that come in, and then what we do is we have either myself or Kelly, who works for us. Kelly is a fantastic,
Right.
top-notch coordinator in Temecula here, handles all the details, the calendar, the pricing, the packages, all that kind of stuff. She'll reach out and say, all right, tell me about what your perfect wedding looks like. And we start that conversation, and that the brides and the grooms to be, the mothers, we have meetings with them and say, just picture out, tell us what this means, how it looks like for you. Like it could be, I want to be married at a winery, I want to get married at a hotel, I want to get married in Palm Springs, I want to get on a golf course. Whatever that is, we have relationships with all those venues. We just say, okay, great. You want to get married at a golf course? We'll get you married at a golf course. We've got 2 golf courses we do weddings at, or
Nice.
whatever that looks like. Then we sit down and then we carve out the intricate details. What do you want? We bring them in for a tasting. In fact, we're doing one tomorrow. We have a group coming in. They're getting married in April, and they're like, hey, we really want to try some steak options. Great, we're gonna do some tri-tip. We're gonna do some tenderloin
a
steak
good
options
idea.
for you. Here's a couple of things that would complement that steak, and
Right.
Nikki will put together a menu for them, and they try it. They love it, and they say, like, this is great, we want this, or hey, we want to try that, no problem. We do the tasting, we carve that off, and then
Right.
we just start rolling into like their event and just start getting prepared. And more importantly, what we do is, because we've done, like Nikki said, hundreds and hundreds of events and weddings,
Yeah.
what they're really hiring us is for us to take care of them, which we do, and we
Yes.
tell them the things that like they should or shouldn't be doing. You know, like here's some
And that's
suggestions.
really what makes you guys different than a typical,
Yes.
catering company or event planner.
Is
You guys can really personalize everything to the T.
we only not only thank you for saying that, and then not only did we personalize, but it's us. We're the ones at your wedding.
Yeah.
It's not like we're taking your event, your special day, the biggest day of your year.
Yeah.
When we're talking about weddings, but any event really at that matter, and you're putting your name behind it and say, I'm getting married, or I'm having my party, or I'm having my birthday this, and you go to these events in these places, and it's just handed off to like an employee. That's not with us.
Yeah.
When you hire us, we're the ones doing your event.
That's really what makes you
She's the chef.
special.
I'm the one in the front of the house. I'm the one that's got the deed. I'm the one that's talking to all the different vendors to making sure everyone's in T, so that you don't have to, because what you've done, you hired us.
I love
to
it.
make sure all that stuff has gone perfectly.
I
And
love
does.
it. I love it.
does.
And a lot of times, the way we've basically the way we've come up with our program is by answering the questions. Like, we get questions from A to Z about everything of what do I need to do for this? What should I do?
Right.
Who should I hire? And so that's kind of informed what we know that we need to offer. And so basically, when people come to us, they don't always know what they want, but we know the questions that they're going to ask. And I mean, sometimes they come up with more questions, but for the most part, we know what they need. And it's kind of like we just want to hand it to them so that they don't have to stress
Right.
about
Nice.
it. So it's like the wedding planning notebook that I had when we were wedding. It was like, here's the things you need to do.
Yeah.
We know what they need to do, and we can kind of ease the transition so they can focus on other things.
And enjoy their day. And really, at the
Yeah.
end of
Right.
the day, I would say that the biggest thing that we do for our guests is so that they can enjoy their event.
Yeah.
Because we've taken the burden, not the burden, but we've taken the responsibility of ensuring this awesome event so that you can enjoy it.
Yeah.
Let us work. That's our job. That's what we're good at. So that you can enjoy your event. So you can remember your event 5-10 years down the road. Like, oh my God, it was a great event because you were able to.
Nice. Have you ever had anything crazy like wedding crashers or anything like that?
We,
Yeah.
we've had a lot. We've had a
Tell,
lot
Had a
of
tell,
few.
me,
this stuff.
tell me real quick a story.
I tell you one that comes to mind. We were at a wedding. We were actually.
No names or
We're
dates or
not going to say names.
locations.
because, okay, yeah, to save
Nope.
the right.
Protect the innocent.
We had a group where we were attending a wedding. We were attending a wedding as patrons. We did a lot of stuff for them, but they actually asked us to attend the wedding.
Right.
You know, we did the catering. We had done some food for them, but we were at the table, and the bride's apparent stepsister or relative at some point that was not invited to the wedding showed up at the wedding
Oh my God.
with like 6 or 7 other relatives that were not invited.
Oh my God.
I know, right?
That's
You imagine-
crazy.
And the bride's face dropped, and the groom had come over to us and said, "Hey, I really hate to ask you this, but can I move you guys to like that kids table over there?" So
We've been moved to the kids' table.
which is always the fun table, by the way. The kids
Yeah.
table's the best. But so yeah, it was
No,
pretty
yeah.
awkward.
The reason I said is because it really happened to us.
Did it really?
So my wife and I, we were invited to this birthday party, and we go to this birthday party. And no, I remember it was a wedding, right? So we go to this winery, and they had two venues. So we go to the first venue because those signs weren't there. We go in, and we thought it was the wedding that we got invited to.
Yeah.
And so we go in there, and then it was like, we're having our champagne and this and that, and all of a sudden, wait a second, my wife's is like, I don't know that
Who
person.
dat is?
And I'm like, because I don't know either, because I don't know her anyway. I was just invited, coming with my wife, and then it dawned on us we were in the wrong venue.
Oh my gosh.
Accidental wedding crashers.
But
I love it.
the champagne was good,
That's
so
all that
then
matters.
That's what
we
matters.
took it and we went to the next venue next door.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about Ronny and Nikki. Tell me, you guys, how's your morning routine like? What do you guys do in the morning when you first get up?
Well, like he mentioned, we have three daughters.
daughters.
We have a daughter in elementary school, middle school, and high school. So
3 different pickups, 3 different times, 3 different drop-offs,
three different
everything.
breakfasts.
Right.
So we are very busy in the mornings. That's how my day starts Monday through Friday.
Do you even have time for coffee or tea?
On the run.
Or
On the run, yeah.
On the run. Everything's on the run.
Yeah, I just had my coffee at 11 o'clock today.
Oh my God.
So
You guys are so busy. Well, with 4
Yeah.
businesses, you
Yeah.
can imagine.
Well, but we enjoy it, and I will tell you, this is what I've decided that. Well, I should say I've made it a point to decide that my New Year's resolution is that because we're so busy and we're all over the place, that we really try to limit. She's good at not talking about work at home. But
Yeah.
if you think about it, when you have 4 businesses, 3 kids, and
Yeah.
you live with your wife and partner in work,
Yeah.
it's most of your conversations are about
business.
not to
and
mention that the office is at home.
the office is
and we
at
have cell
home.
phones.
Oh,
So
right.
so we try to have our nightly dinner,
Nice.
family, no phones. We talk about the day. We don't talk about work, and then typically like around 7, 8 o'clock, I'm like, all right, we're done. She'll say we're done with the work conversation.
I
Good.
can clock out. He never
I
clocks
can't
out.
clock out.
Sounds like my wife. Also,
So I'm trying
Good.
hard this new year
That's
to,
good.
to shut it off.
I'll keep you
so-
accountable.
Well, yeah,
Thank
because
you.
part of the
That's-
reason that we wanted to have a family business and he wants to be an entrepreneur is because we don't want to be chained to a desk in an office with a long commute. And that's
Absolutely.
what we've experienced. And,
Yeah.
our daughters are the most important thing in our life. They're more important than anything. And so
Right.
because we've built this business and the model that it is, we go to every soccer game, we go to every softball game, we
Right.
go to every play, we go to every awards
Everything.
ceremony,
Right.
every
We
lunch
never
with the
miss anything.
parents. Like we
Good
go to
for
everything.
you guys. That's awesome.
Which it's a double edged sword. Like you got to promote your business and be out there, always pushing,
Right.
but also make sure the reason you're pushing to be successful in a home business or entrepreneur business is so that you can have that time
Yeah,
with family.
definitely.
I mean,
Exactly.
that's really at the end of the day. I think that's anyone that wants to get a business for themselves wants to have the luxury of having their own schedule, their own time, their
Yeah.
own whatever.
and
so,
ultimately, maybe selling that business.
Yeah.
You
Find the right bidder.
That's the goal. So, all right. So, tell me, what's your favorite book? Who wants to go first?
go ahead.
Do you even have time to read?
I love reading.
She is the reading.
I love
Okay.
reading. It is my escape from just all the craziness. I don't think I could possibly say a favorite book. I generally have a stack of half read books
Well,
next to
give
me.
the audience one book that inspired you.
One book that inspired me. Actually, the book I'm reading right now
Okay.
is by Elise Lohman, I believe her name is, and it's called. Oh my gosh, now I'm blanking on the name. What's it called?
I don't know. I see it on the table. all the
On Our
time.
Best Behavior.
On Our
Oh,
Best-
okay.
Yeah.
So it's a nonfiction about women and the way we grow in our minds and everything in the world
love
that we're
it.
in
That's
today.
good.
So
And
that's a good one.
Do you have a favorite quote?
Uh,
He can quote any movie.
Any movie.
at
I'm a
any given
movie guy.
time.
What's
I'm
your
a
favorite movie?
Big Trouble in Little China, hands down.
Why? Why is that your favorite?
Because it
There's
sucks.
there's no answer. Just because it's such the stupidest movie that I just find it. I find it very entertaining. I've watched it so many times.
Right,
so.
right.
But I will go back to the books thing. Like, so we had so many books in our house that her father that passed a couple years ago built a free public library. So in the nook, right in front is a library.
Oh, yeah.
that
A little
people
free library.
That
Yeah,
can
I've
come
seen that.
people and get books because they're all. And I love it because there's so many books in my house I'm trying to get rid of that are hers in the garage. So
Right,
I'm
right.
Come there.
It's been sad to let all the children's books go. Now that the
Yeah,
kids, we
I
used to read every
know.
single night, and
I
they don't want
know.
it anymore. But
I would say I'd say my favorite quote is the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result.
Good one.
And so try to live my life by that. If it's just not going my way, it's not getting to where I want it to be, then go back to yourself internally and
Yep.
change your approach.
Yeah, I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And
So-
I like she believed she could, and so she did.
So she did.
Okay.
So I don't know who originally said that, but
I don't know, but all three of our daughters has that quote on their wall. So
yeah,
that's
she
that's
believed
good.
she could, and so she did. So
Yeah.
I think that a lot of
So
times we just
if
have
somebody
to
out
believe.
there listening to your podcast right now, they're trying to start a business, either in catering or a restaurant or whatever, and they're just starting out. They're confused what to do next. What should they do first? What would you advise them?
My
good
opinion
question.
is, and I know it sounds like kind of corny, but it should be the very first thing you do. You need to write down the vision, a business plan, the vision, because even the business plan forces you to answer the questions that you might not even think about yet.
Okay.
So when you sit down and write down your vision, kind of like in a vision board or anything, you write down at the end of the day, this is what I want my business to be, and then you can visualize it, and then you can start manifesting it. And then by manifesting, then you can see these things coming into your life because you're putting that energy out there
Yeah.
to focus on that. So I would say the very, very first thing before you even lift a finger to go out and accomplish your goal and your dream is to get it written down on paper and draw your vision.
Right. What do you think, Nikki?
I would agree with that to a certain extent, but I would say what else is important is to listen, to go out and see. Okay, so say you want to have a catering company, for instance, go out and see what else is out there, and more importantly, what is not out there. What is it that the community needs?
Right.
You know, and that's how we've started our businesses. Is you know, with the deli during COVID, what do we need? We need food you can grab and go real quick.
Right.
And then now with weddings, like everyone's just going currently to a restaurant to have their rehearsal dinner. But who's going, oh, I really just want to have a private space. I want to have my own space to do my own thing where I can decorate it however I want to. That's what we
why you
found.
created
And that's
the
a
Nook.
good point because that's exactly when I don't want to say we stumbled into it, but when we got into catering, we realized this was back in 2017, 18. No one was really focusing on rehearsal dinners. Everyone was wedding.
Yeah, yeah.
But a big byproduct of a wedding is the night before. But no one was actually making that their shtick.
Yeah.
And really, when we launched the Nook and Wine Country Catering, the place was built with the mindset of being rehearsal dinners.
Yes.
And that's where, you have your own free parking or your own
Baby
your own parking
showers.
lot, and then it morphed into more events. But really, at the end of the day, it was rehearsal dinners is what our thing was going to be,
that's
and that's the way
beautiful.
it's built.
And that's kind of what we thought the niche was, and it is to a certain extent. But what's happened is we've received calls of people saying, okay, you do rehearsal dinners, but where can I do a celebration of life?
Right.
Where can I do a retirement party?
Yeah.
And we say, right here. You can do it. We're not stuck in just rehearsal dinners. That's kind of our niche, and that's what our decor is for this romantic, earthy vibe. But we've had 3 weddings actually take place in our place. We've had multiple celebrations of life, multiple
Anniversary parties,
retirement.
retirement
The best
parties.
are the retirement
Oh,
parties
those are the
because those
best.
people love to party.
Yeah.
We've had, I mean,
Anniversary.
Just like
surprise
Ronnie
parties.
loves to party.
Oh, they've put him to shame.
Yeah,
There are
they
people
have.
that can party
Yeah.
a little hardier than him.
Yeah.
All right, so I've been meaning to ask you this question.
Yeah.
Since she loves to cook, for other people, does she cook at home?
Yeah, she does.
Do you feel like doing that after doing all that
I
work?
actually believe. Well, I
Or
make my
do you
own.
let Ronnie cook?
He cooks sometimes. He cooks sometimes. The problem is I like to cook very colorful, healthy, vegan
Nice.
type of meals. And, he's a Italian from Ohio. He likes meat and
steak and
potatoes,
potatoes
and
and
then
pastas.
our kids are
She
all
teach
over the
you-
place.
She taught you how to cook, and
Yeah.
No,
Well,
he's got a family spaghetti sauce recipe that cannot be duplicated. So
Really?
he's in
Yeah.
charge of that.
Yeah.
so you're Italian.
I am. Yeah, Italian and Polish. And
Have you been to Italy?
Yes, I have. I've been to Rome and Florence, and definitely our list. We were just talking about that this week about trying to get our kids out there. Maybe take my
Yeah.
mom out there.
Do you have any
for vacation.
traveling plans this year to go anywhere?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we're going to actually. So Nikki, tell them what you're doing here in Portugal.
Next, in March, I'm going actually for a 21-day immersion in plant-based cooking. So,
Oh my
because in culinary school, it's very heavy in meat and sauce and French influence. So I'm looking for a more health-oriented
That's awesome.
style. So I'm going to go do a deep plant-based immersion in Portugal for
That's
a while.
fantastic.
Yeah,
that's
so-
really cool.
Which would lead you to, which we didn't mention before, but the other thing Nikki does in one of our side businesses, like do consulting, Nikki also does a lot of culinary for these plant-based medicine retreats.
Right.
So she'll go
Oh,
in for
wow.
like weekend and retreats, and she'll cook for the attendees an overnight weekend stay, and then she does all these plant-based medicines or organic stuff that we were just talking about. And now she's going to an immersion class in Portugal, and I thought, so you're gonna be there for 3 weeks? So you're gonna leave me home with the kids for 3 weeks? Well, that's not gonna work. So we decided to go out the last week. I'm gonna take me and my 3 kids, and we're
Right.
gonna go out and fly out and see her
Oh,
and
that's
spend
nice.
a week in Portugal.
Yeah,
So,
for their spring break.
Maybe.
for the spring break.
Hopefully.
Maybe if she wants you to be there.
Maybe. Right. Yeah. So
We'll see if he gets picked up at the
All right,
airport.
so just real quick, what's next up for your businesses? What's next up?
well, I think right now is
What's the future?
we're putting a lot of energy on marketing right now because we've launched these 2 new businesses within the last 24 months, and to kind of get that steam ball rolling. So
Yes.
it's about reaching out to potential venues and clients and adding to our repertoire of event spaces that we can use and utilize, and then really get the word out there. This is who we are.
Nice.
I mean, there's a lot of people out there that can claim that they're wedding coordinators and wedding this or events this, but we are the whole package. I mean, we are the caterers, we're the planners. We also have a venue. We are the ones at your event. I mean, we feel like we offer a very unique scenario to any potential client or
Right.
guest, and so we just want to get that word out there.
Definitely one-stop shop.
So and that's kind of what our thing is, and so we're gonna hit
So,
that ground running. So,
Let's wrap it up with something fun.
yeah,
What's your favorite, coffee or tea?
tea. I'm
Coffee.
I'm not a
Coffee all the way.
So are you a morning person or a night person?
No.
100% not morning person.
Not
so.
morning people.
Not morning person.
Not morning people.
Okay.
You know, I said if I was on a deserted island right now,
Yes.
like I had no idea what time,
Yes.
what day, or anything it was, I would be able to tell you, or who's ever with me on the island, that it's a Friday or Saturday night around 8 o'clock, just on my heart racing. Because of all the years of doing events, Friday night, 8, 9 o'clock, that's kind of when it's the events happening.
Yeah, yeah.
I could tell you right then. So so I don't get to sleep early. I'm not a morning person. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
his
just-
circadian rhythm has nothing to do with the sun and all
Yeah.
Yeah.
to do with the party and events.
Yeah.
What's one word that describes your business?
Family, humble,
Nice.
simple.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome, you guys.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you turn into the camera and tell the audience where they can reach you
Sure.
and how they can hire you maybe for their events, and tell them, one more time, your email, your phone number, your
Take
all
it
that
away,
good
honey.
stuff.
Oh, you want me to do
Yeah,
this?
your
Okay, if you'd like to reach Ronnie or myself, you could first check out our website. It's in the process of growing right now. It's TemeculaWineCountryEvents.com. You can reach us at his cell phone. Is that the number you want to use? 951-401-0901. We're on Instagram at The Nook Temecula, so THENOOK Temecula. And
So we have also Wine Country events, or I'm sorry, Wine Country Catering, www.winecountrycatering,
Temecula.
Temecula, www.thenooktemecula.com, and I think that's it, right? And then they all kind of funnel together.
They all
under
funnel
one
to
there. So
TemeculaWineCountryEvents.com.
if you reach out to any of those spots, it's probably gonna land to us at some point.
Yeah, but
Someone's
make
gonna
sure
get
you
ahold of
don't
you, so.
answer your phone after 7 p.m.
Yeah, no, you'll get in trouble.
Turn that off.
But
The
if
other-
all of that's too confusing, just go to Google and we're right there. You can read all of our reviews. We have a lot of 5-star reviews that speak to who we are and what we
Definitely.
do.
So yeah, we're
Yeah,
very
you-
proud of those.
You guys have a lot of
Every
5-star
one of
reviews,
those
that's for
reviews,
sure.
we
I
feel
checked
like
you
we
out.
learned
I
that,
think
yeah.
you guys have over almost 200,
Yeah.
300 reviews.
500 5-star reviews, and I'm telling you, every single one of those reviews, her and I were at. So it's not like we're there.
Well,
for your event, so.
congratulations, you guys,
Thank
for your success.
Thank you so much, Louis.
for coming on the show,
We
on
love
my
it. We love being
podcast.
here. We love
I
having
really
you.
enjoyed hearing your story. And you guys, thank you for watching. Take care.